We're okay.
Hang on,
flag.
Boys. Hang on, boys.
White flag. Kyle Busch was pushed down, gets back up above the yellow line. McMurray 1 lap away.
I know that lead looks good, but as long as they don't get a run on him.
And here they come.
If they can stay 2 or 3 wide behind him, he can work both sides of the street.
Look at him, 4 wide going through turn 2.
Go high, go low, go high, go low. Just look for somebody that's coming. And
about 3.
I tell you, he's got a perfect scenario right here. They can't get lined up to get to him.
McMurray, Harvick has help on the outside.
Here comes the 29. Just like, no.
Johnson into the wall with Mears and Hamlin.
That's it.
Caution is out. So Harvick has won this race.
I'll tell you, that is just like he did 2 years ago here.
The field is frozen at the moment of caution.
And Kevin Harvick, who has never finished better than 3rd in this race, in his 5th appearance, will win the Budweiser.
I'm telling you, I couldn't have told you. I would have not known how he could do that because he hadn't been there all night, really.
Well, Darrell, they're coming to the white flag this time. He's got to sum up where he can make that move on that 24 car.
And I believe Logano would be more than happy to go with him if he decides to make the run. I'm sure Tony's in there giving him hand signals. Stick with me, kid, and I'll show you how to win this race.
Just remember, Tony Stewart drove that 20 car for 10 years for Joe Gibbs Racing, and now he's looking at it in his rearview mirror.
Nemechek right behind Riggs as they cross the line.
Here we go.
Transfer spot.
Here we go. They got a little run. I tell you, they got back just enough. I believe they can do it. If Logano can get up there, but he's back just far enough that keeps Tony from getting that good run. No help.
Gordon will have to protect the bottom. Logano gets kicked to the outside.
Almirola coming for 3rd. Jeff Gordon trying to hang on for the lead in the win.
Jeff Gordon's got this under control. He'll win this thing. Tony Stewart's going to run 2nd again.
And who's going to make the show? Gordon wins it, and Riggs is in for Tommy Baldwin's startup team that came down here unsponsored. Scott Riggs is in the Daytona 500.
Boy, Denny Hamlin almost opened the bottom of that racetrack up for Mark, but he shut the door on him. White flag, 1 to go.
Yeah, I tell you what Hamlin better do. He better stay right behind that 18 car or he will get passed. And I really think Hamlin thinks that Mark Martin might be willing to go with him. I don't know that I'd do that to my teammate, but he might.
Harvick has faded all the way to the back and out of the picture.
Look how Mark falls off just a little bit, about 4 car lengths. Here he comes. Got to run down on the inside, looking under Hamlin. If he gets by Hamlin, look out. Look out, Kyle Busch.
And there goes Vickers. They touch down the back straightaway. Vickers is going to give Mark Martin a push down the back straightaway.
Look out, 18. Here they come, just like we've seen it time and time again.
Martin looking high. Busch comes up to block. It's Vickers.
Got to block him.
Vickers on the bottom.
Who's going to win the drag race? Back to the start-finish line. I don't think they can beat him. Here comes Kyle Busch in the 18.
Big deal. All right, Kyle Busch and Mark Martin.
But Jeremy Mayfield, unofficially A.J. Allmendinger, will qualify for the 51st running of the Daytona 500.
And another really good effort on the chart of these guys that had to get in. The 41 car, good job for Kyle Busch and his crew. And I'm really impressed with Mark Martin.
Now, if Matt Kenseth can bring them all the way back around and lead a lap. Here we go.
There he goes.
Almirola goes off the nose of Casey Kane.
Hang on to her, brother.
Your break there.
Man, it gets crowded back there. Goodness.
Caution's out.
Darrell, I think you were right.
There,
I think somebody's glass slipper broke.
All right, the race has officially been declared final. It is over. So Matt Kenseth, Jack Roush, there is your Daytona 500 winner in the 51st running of the Great American Race, the 2009 champ. Matt Kenseth in a backup car, slipping through for the lead, and now the victory in the rain-shortened Daytona 500. And our Steve Burns is down there. Steve?
Matt Kenseth started 24th, which is about average starting position for him here.
That's a plus for him, actually.
1 second. Bring it home, buddy.
Wow. 2 in a row, Larry.
How about that? And how about Drew Blick?
The Blick.
Still batting 1,000.
The Blick. My new hero.
Clear by 12.
Jeff Burton just ahead, a former teammate of Kenseth's at Roush Racing.
I'm real impressed with the way these guys have gotten out of Matt's way. A couple of cars have just kind of stayed in the groove, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get by.
And here he comes. Matt Kenseth. Only the fourth driver in NASCAR history to win the Daytona 500 and the next race. Checkered flag, third California win for Kenseth and Roush Fenway Racing and Ford.
We'll be coming to the white flag this time.
Carl is smoking.
Another Roush Fenway car.
Blowing up.
With one to go,
Carl Edwards loses the engine, and the battle is for second in turn one.
and they are side by side. Boyer to the bottom. The fight's for second.
I believe Boyer's got him. Clear him up. Get up there, attaboy.
Edwards to the apron and out of it. Here comes Kyle Busch and the M&M's Toyota. He qualified on the pole. He had to start the race in the back, and Wild Thing is going to win again.
Yeah,
It's
baby.
hooked down.
Welcome to
Viva
victory
Las
lane.
Vegas.
One more time.
Boyer will finish second, Burton third.
You know what I mean? We didn't have the best car, dude, but that's what it takes.
That's right.
White flag next time.
Harvick jumped up to fourth on the restart, but I think he's too far back. It's a three-horse race.
That two car's not that good on the bottom, but he's got him enough lead. I think he's going to be okay.
One to go.
That two car's just too strong for everybody today.
Looks like the battle's going to be for second. Carl Edwards fighting back, though, on the bottom.
On the bottom, you're clear.
Oh, Gordon's got a run. Here he comes.
Boys, Gordon got a great run. He side drafted off of Carl Edwards, and down the back we go.
Watch him. He's going to pack it down into turn 3. This 24 car. See if he can stick.
He can't do it. That
Busch.
two car is just on a rail today.
Versus Big Daddy Kurt Busch, Roger Penske win in Atlanta.
Kyle nailed it on that restart. He got it just right. No wheel spin. I think it's just going to be close.
No fine.
But he's pulling away ever so slightly. White flag's in the air.
And it's Johnson to the outside of Hamlin.
Now that could be big.
Hamlin is going to have to deal with Jimmy.
You're fine, Bush.
Reutimann gets bumped by Boyer. And here we come to the flag, and Wild Thing, Kyle Busch, dominates in Bristol.
But they're going to come to the line fighting with each other, and we got one lap to go.
Matt Kenseth bounced it off the wall.
Well, we're in the white flag lap now.
Jimmy Johnson's halfway down the back straightaway.
Newman and Martin lean on each other in turn 2.
I think Newman got the better of him that time.
I believe he will prevail.
Jimmy Johnson wins at Martinsville on the 25th anniversary of Hendrick Motorsports' first win. 41st Cup win as Dale Jr. bounces off the wall on the way to the flag.
Fishtail into the house. Jimmy Johnson is much better down here in 3 and 4. And they run a little bit different line down here. Jimmy runs a little higher, gets a lot of momentum, and really closes right there. But he isn't going to get there in time, although there is a couple of lap cars up here.
Kurt Busch has passed Jeff Burton. That's for the 8th position as we're on the final lap.
That 43 car is going to be right in Jeff Gordon's way. It's right where he likes to run. It's going to slow him down a little bit. I don't think Johnson's got enough speed. He's going to go high down here in 3 and 4. Try to get a lot of momentum off of turn 4. It's going to be too little too late.
He packed her down into turn 3 and 4, but like you say, it's just not going to be enough.
17 tries at Texas. 17 is the lucky number for Jeff Gordon. He finally wins in Texas.
Well, Mark started on the pole, and we knew that sooner, he's had 3 poles this year. We knew he's going to win a race sooner or later. This is great. Hadn't won since 2005. New team, new driver, white flag in the air.
Nice and smooth. One more.
Like Mark needs to be told, nice and smooth. He's got a 1-second lead. He's got half a lap to go.
I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be a popular win with the fans and with the competitors. I can guarantee you that.
And I'm really happy for Rick Hendrick because this 5 car, it's been a while since it won a race, and Rick really is proud of this way that got to send it. Good job, Mark.
Well, we had a battle for third with Kurt Busch in that 2 and Jimmy Johnson, but Kurt Busch prevailed.
Driving your car. Thank you.
And what's interesting, that's a Hendrick car running second. That's a Hendrick-related car leading the race. And that's a Hendrick-related car pushing Carl Edwards. White flag this time.
Yeah, Carl Edwards from the back all day to the lead with 1 to go.
Pre-Chevy doesn't matter now. Your friends are where you find them. And from hanging out back, Carl Edwards.
I'll tell you, I don't know if they can catch them. What we've seen today, 2 cars get that big a lit run on them. I don't know that the 39 and the 88 can catch them.
They're in the draft of Edwards and Keselowski.
All over you here, just you and him.
Carl Edwards restarted 8th.
If that 09 can stay hooked to the back of that 99, it's going to be hard to get them. It's going to be close right here at the line.
Can Keselowski try to win it?
I don't know. I don't think he can step out until he waits till the last second and picks up.
He goes to the outside. Is Edwards going? Oh, no! He turns him.
No!
Oh, and that destroyed the front end of Newman's car.
No!
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Oh, Brad Keselowski won this race.
Unbelievable.
Carl Edwards' car destroyed, and Junior's protege, Keselowski, the winner, and Carl Edwards is moving around and ready to climb out.
Larry, look at that. The
After a wild ride.
carburetor's gone
It's
off
completely gone.
Carl did what he wanted to do. He stayed at the back all day long. He played it smart. Had this race possibly won. Not now. Not sure where Carl's going. Maybe he thinks if he runs across the start-finish line, it'll count.
That's what he's got. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
He's like you know how he is. He's an athlete, a marathon runner. I want to finish the race.
And he did,
Yes,
to
he
a
did.
standing ovation from the crowd. Shades of Ricky Bobby. He's won 14 races before the age of 24. And here comes our active ticker on top of the screen with coming to 1 to go.
All right, man, here it is.
White flag.
Flag. Never thought I'd hear you say such a sweet thing.
Yeah, he did not want to hear yellow
Happy
flag.
birthday.
I'll say, just bring her on home. Got to go round 3 and 4 here. Don't ever count you. All you chickens.
Oh, man. Addington, what a call, buddy.
Light the candles and cut the cake. Kyle Busch joins Cale Yarborough as NASCAR's only Sprint Cup winners on their birthday.
Yeah, baby. Cut the cheese and pour the wine.
Mark Martin won the 1993 Southern 500. He has 25 top 10s here. This is his 43rd Darlington race, and he's on the money lap.
1 to go.
Has a pretty clean racetrack in front of him. There's one car out there about 4 or 5 car lengths. He's halfway down the back straightaway now.
What a great night for him and his team. He can almost coast home from here.
Man, I think we're going to make it.
I think
The
you
old
are, Mark.
man, Mark Martin. Second win of the season, second win at Darlington. Mark Martin wins at Darlington.
That's big. That's big, boys.
All guys.
Well, my most improved driver, I mean, there's a number of candidates, but you got to give it to Sam Fordish. I didn't know if he could cut it in a stock car or not, but man, has he come out this year and shown. I don't think it was all Sam's fault. I think some of it might have been a little bit lack of equipment.
Yeah, you look at his last 4 races, 2 top 10 finishes over the last month. He's still running 30-60s. There's almost nobody else even in the 30s. Everybody's in the 31s.
And what I like, Larry, is he runs where he wants to. He goes in low, lets it wash up high. He goes in on the
Cool
top.
race for $1
All
million.
over the
What do you say?
Sam Hornish wins the Sprint Showdown.
I'm happy for him.
And Jamie McMurray comes from 28 to transfer in.
Most thing he's the happiest about is get his windshield cleaned now. White flag this time.
$1 million pass.
Everybody, three's working us off for a little bit.
Kurt Busch well back in third. Hamlin fourth. Carl Edwards is up to fifth. Kyle Busch has faded to sixth. Earnhardt seventh. Martin, Logano, McMurray the top 10.
Even getting past, you don't think they wrapped up Kenseth ran his fastest lap a lap ago.
Larry, what a great accomplishment for Tony Stewart. This team, that organization, who would have thunk it?
After self-inflicting a penalty on his pit stop, Tony makes $1 million.
How about it? Terrible on his pit stop last night. Drove off with only 2 tires. And here tonight, they're in winner's circle. And this is the first race that Gene Haas, the other half of Stuart Haas, has been able to come to.
David Reutimann started this season with a ride, but without a full-time sponsor, Darrell, and it was somewhat questionable whether he would even be here racing this car on this Memorial Day.
Yeah, and I thought Michael did a smart thing. He went to his old buddies at Aaron's, Ken and those guys, and said, David's going to win a race this year. They almost guaranteed it. And if you want, it'd be a shame for you guys not to be a part of that, because you've been with us all the way through from the very beginning, back when Michael was racing from behind his house. And so Michael, I think, almost said, if we don't win a race, I think I might even give you some of your money back. But I'll tell you, he came through for him. Ken Butler.
Well, David Reutimann has won the Coca-Cola 600. Welcome to the Lipitor post-race show.
How about that?
Greg Biffle not in position to challenge Matt Kenseth. Kurt Busch the top 5. We apologize for not having the scoring ticker in these closing laps. No, Gopher did not cut the cable. Kane, Edwards, Mears now up to 8. Newman, Martin, top 10.
Flag is in the air. One more lap to go. 1 mile. Johnson is my hero today, Larry. That was a whale of a drive. Taking those 4 tires, that gamble, and driving it to the front.
But you know who's breathing the easiest right now? Chad Cadell's got 48 feet through.
Yeah, but he's doing one of those I told you so's now.
Jimmy Johnson and the Cobalt Tools Lowe's Chevrolet come off turn 4 and score their 4th win at Dover, their 2nd win of 2009.
Tony Stewart down the front stretch, white flag, last lap. This will be the last lap of the race.
Now you want to run this lap so hard you can't see straight, but you still got to save it. You still got to save a little bit.
He's still got a pretty good cushion, I think, once he gets to 2. Johnson to second.
Johnson to second here.
2.5 seconds behind.
Can't take the racer out of Carl, though.
These guys are not saving fuel right now.
No, they're not saving fuel. Carl drove right back up under him. That's it.
You and him at 6 back. Anything else?
That's for second. If Stewart runs
Still
out,
there.
that would be for the win.
Clear.
Tony in turn 2.
Boy, they're barreling down on him now. It's a long way from turn 3 to the start-finish line, though. Look at him looking.
Tony Stewart out of the final turn. Made the big move in the offseason
Here he comes.
to go over to
That's
Haas
his engine.
Racing,
He's got
take
it, man.
over part of the ownership, and Tony Stewart's going to take that team to victory lane.
48's out of gas. See him on the inside there. Listen to the crowd, man.
He ran out of turn 2.
That's incredible.
God, I'm proud of you guys. You make me look like a damn genius in here.
White flag is out. Jimmy Johnson's
Johnson's
slow.
out of gas.
Jimmy Johnson is out of fuel. Biffle leads. White flag in the air. This is the last lap.
Biffle may be the new Silver Fox.
Well, hang on. We got a long way to go. We got Mark Martin sitting right there. Mark just moved to second.
Biffle's, he looks to be
He's
slow.
slowing. He's slowing. Is he slowing?
He's off the pace.
He's off the pace.
Here comes
Mark.
Mark.
Boy, he's barreling.
Oh, my God. Oh, look at Biffle.
He's shaking it. He
He's
just went
shaking
to
it.
the switch.
Here comes
Here
Mark.
comes-
Oh, no.
Half a lap from the finish. Mark Martin to the lead.
Incredible.
Does he have enough fuel?
This is drama, dude. This is...
Oh, yeah, he can coast from here.
Out of
He's got it.
Biffle's going to coast.
He's got
Mark
4
Martin.
wins here and another one today. Mark Martin takes the checkered flag of Michigan. That's why you love racing.
Man, that's exciting. That's pretty cool. That is cool right there.
Mark Martin had never won a race starting outside the top 25. Never until today. He started 32nd. White flag in the air, last lap.
I'm not sure. Tony Stewart's going to have to
White
get a
flag,
lot
clear by
closer
5. Hit your
if he's
mark.
going to make any kind of move. He's got from now till turn 10.
Oh! It's Mark Martin, Robbie Gordon, Jeff Burton.
These guys got to keep going. I don't see anything.
Stay under green.
I don't think Stewart.
They all
He's
got
got enough,
away.
but Ambrose is definitely looking at the back of the 14 car.
Five back, bud. 5 back.
Less than half a lap. Second, third, and fourth behind Casey Kane.
Clear by 5.
I think they're too spread out unless you see a real bonsai from somebody. Hey, Casey's done a nice job. It's a lot of pressure doing that over and over again.
Kasey Kahne's father supported his racing career from a very early age. Sent him off to the Midwest from Enum, Washington to further his racing career after he got out of high school. Now he comes back to the West Coast, and Kasey Kahne wins at Sonoma.
That's incredible, man. That's impressive.
Montoya in 6th, Allmendinger a top 10.
Great run by Elliott Sadler. He passed on the outside there to contend up 10. Patrick Carpentier in 11th. How about that Pappas? Some of those road course ringers kind of worked their way up in there.
Looks like it may be over, so that's a good finish. Good day for us.
Congratulations, David. 4th place finish for you.
And congratulations to Joey Logano. There he is. He gets his first career win. 19 years old, 1 month and 4 days. His dad comes in to give him a big hug. Just spectacular. And he gets it here at his home track. The driver out of Connecticut, Greg Zipadelli, and the crew have got their rookie a win. Here they come to the outside. Here comes Kyle Busch. He's got him, and Tony cuts off Hamlin.
What's Tony going to do?
You're clear.
And now the question is, Tony's got no help because these guys are running too wide behind him.
Right.
So now it's man on man right now.
I don't think it's gonna get wider here in a minute, I believe.
Here comes Johnson in behind Stewart. Is it enough? Hamlin's high side up there by himself in the 11. First lap led all night by Kyle Busch, and it's the money lap, and it might be all it takes. Now, what does Johnson do to help Stewart?
Doesn't matter. Kyle Busch is going to hog all the racetrack, or he should. He's mirror driving right now.
Tony Stewart trying to get to the bottom.
He may get turned for mirror driving, but he's going to be mirror driving.
Stewart's trying to squeeze in there. See that hand to the bottom.
See that hand? Just wanted to touch him, man. Just wanted to touch him.
Can't get him to the high side. Here he comes. There he
turns him. He turns him.
Busch in the wall.
Oh, my God.
Here comes Stewart to the checkered flag. And another car gets in the backside. It's Kasey Kahne. And they're scattering everywhere as they come to the line.
Some of these guys hit hard, man.
And one of them was Kyle Busch.
They're still hitting hard.
Stewart up to 4th. Here comes Tony. Remember how far back he started tonight. Way deep in the field. Stewart began in 32nd tonight, running inside the top 5. Here we go. White flag is out.
I'm telling you, these guys chasing Mark Martin better be glad it's not another 100 laps in this race, or he'd lap them all. Kasey Kahne had a great night. How about Tony Stewart?
Look at
As far
Stewart.
back as 17th after that pit stop has driven back to 4th. What a great run. What a great
Coming
run
to the
for Mark
checkered
Martin.
flag. Mark Martin takes the win. Jeff Gordon finishes in 2nd.
And that's $1 million from Lifeline, people.
Man, that was sick of a race, man. I can't believe it. Tell me, we won, right? I can't believe that. Mark, you didn't win. You crushed it, baby. You crushed it, baby.
Yes, you did,
That's $1
Mark.
million. You three.
Jimmy knows he needs to get all he can get here on this front straightaway. Look at him moving from inside to outside. White flag.
Jimmy's doing everything he can to keep him back there, not letting him get too close to the bumper. He doesn't want to get the opportunity to get him loose. Here's Mark Spot coming up. Got one more run at him.
This time down the back straightaway, Jimmy Johnson stays in the middle of the racetrack and will pull him by a couple of car lengths. 2 turns away from the checkered flag. Turn 3.
Well, Mark just needs a couple of car lengths try to loosen him up. Man, he drove it hard in there and out of that corner. That's why Jimmy Johnson's a champion right there, folks.
Out of turn 4, headed for the checkered flag, and 3-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Jimmy Johnson becomes a 3-time winner at the Brickyard 400.
First time anybody's ever won it back-to-back.
Yes, boys! Hell yes!
White flag, this time by final lap here at Pocono.
White flag one more time.
They've shown that they were the car from the very beginning of this race with Denny Hamlin and Mike Ford. That, it was theirs to win. A lot of different things transpired throughout the day. Got himself in position. We see Kevin Harvick and Jimmy position there. Not able to make the pass.
It has been a very difficult week for Denny Hamlin. He lost his grandmother a couple days ago. Very emotional. Didn't want to be here. Wanted to be with the family. But today, Denny Hamlin goes to victory lane for the first time in 2009. Jimmy Johnson trying to battle Harvick for position.
Looks like Harvick got him at the line. But a great comeback for Jimmy Johnson.
In the 26-year history of NASCAR racing at Watkins Glen, there has never been a last lap pass here for the victory. And if it's going to happen, it needs to happen right now. White flag for Tony Stewart, and there's the interval back between Stewart and Ambrose.
Well, it's all about the fuel now. There's not going to be a pass unless something happens as far as the fuel goes. Okay. It's gut check time right now. You got to think even both of them are thinking about saving. Just try to feather foot it up through here because the only thing that's going to lose it for him is running out of fuel. Yeah, but if you're the 47, you don't want to lose contact with him in case that happens coming out of the last corner. Yeah. You want to be able to have that opportunity.
The top 6 cars are very, very close on fuel. Got to be wondering if they can make it another half a lap. Tony Stewart trying to make it and win the race. Marcus Ambrose trying to make it and finish second, or maybe hope Tony Stewart doesn't.
Looks like they're going to make it. This is going to be the critical corner here.
The one car, Martin Truex, we are told, slowing over in the back of the course. He may be out of fuel.
Great run by Tony Stewart today, though. Showed why he's so good.
Coming out of turn 11, it will be official. Tony Stewart wins at Watkins Glen. Marcus Ambrose, best career finish in second spot, and Carl Edwards will come home from the back of the pack in third. Kyle Busch fourth. Greg Biffle, the first ever top 5 here.
Gordon kind of sat there and didn't run as fast as those front 2 guys for a long time. He might have been able to save enough. Okay, here they come for the white flag.
Coming down, as you mentioned, Toyota has never won at Michigan. Brian Vickers, the pole sitter, hasn't won since 2006.
Pulling hard off turn 2.
And it was right here back in June that the leader's car began to sputter and cough. That was Greg Biffle. Right now, Vickers still under power.
Looking good so far. And he was probably about half throttle going down the back straightaway because he knows that Jeff Gordon's in the same position. He doesn't really have to worry about him. He's going to make it. Brian Vickers looks like he's going to make it happen.
Get to it, bud. Get it to it.
And coming down for the checkered flag for his second career win, Brian Vickers does it at Michigan.
Coming like that outside. Mark's going to have to really get a bite. I think he's going to have to hit him, guys, if he's going to win this.
White flag here. Mark Martin on the bottom of the racetrack. Kyle Busch by 1 car length. Ambrose back in third.
Behind him. Is he going to try to get to this bumper?
And out of turn 4, Kyle Busch will win it at Bristol, Tennessee.
Wow, Marcus Ambrose in third. Great run for him.
Montoya driving the car he finished second with at Pocono, Pennsylvania. His best finish of the year. His only top 5.
White flag for Casey Kane.
Casey Kane said they were very frustrated about the disappointing finish at Bristol, Tennessee. They dropped from 8th to 11th in the point standings. After finishing 28th at Bristol, they have finished outside the top 10 the last 3 races in a row. They were in jeopardy of maybe not making the chase. They came to Atlanta on a mission. And here, under the lights at Atlanta Motor Speedway on a Labor Day weekend, Casey Kane gets it done and goes to victory lane.
Great job. Hey, Harvick, Montoya, Reutimann, and Martin in the top 5.
Hamlin takes the white flag. He's 3/4 of a mile away from doing something he's wanted to do since he's a little boy. That's winning on the home racetrack. And there is Brian Vickers. Back in 7th position. He has an 8-point advantage. He's 1 lap away from being in the chase for the first time in his career. And out of turn 4, the checkered flag goes to Denny Hamlin. He wins it at Richmond. And Brian Vickers will come down chase for 2009.
Ryan Newman with a good job getting in the top 10.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, boys.
How about this team right here? That's a victory celebration in itself right there. Yes, it is. Wow. How about stepping up when the pressure's on, getting the job done, pick through. Ryan Vickers, what a fantastic job.
Coming down for the white flag, this time by Mark Martin, trying to hold off and hold on to a 5-car length advantage for the white flag. Martin has never won a race at New Hampshire.
See Kyle Busch there on the outside of Jimmy Johnson, trying to take that 4th spot away. Got a spin off of turn 4.
He's already taken the white flag.
So they'll race back here to the checkered flag.
Caution's not out yet. They're still racing. No caution yet.
They got cars sitting here. They're going to have to throw the caution.
Still not out.
Still not out. It's going to come into the checkered flag.
Really? Now the caution's out.
Coming to the checkers. Coming to the checkers.
And it is officially over.
Watch out. Watch out.
The caution's out. You got the win.
As soon as that caution comes out, the field is frozen, and so Mark Martin was automatically the winner.
Yeah, NASCAR did everything they could to let these guys race it back to the finish line there, but A.J. Allmendinger couldn't get his car started until these guys were coming off of turn 4.
Mark Martin.
Baby, you are unbelievable.
He really is unbelievable.
How good
What a
you
move.
are.
You know, to hold off Montoya, who has just been the most aggressive, fastest car out there today.
I'm speechless. I can't talk right now, boys. Sorry, we'll get it out when you get over here to win it, sir.
Jimmy Johnson is a 4-time winner at Dover International Speedway. And he is a lap away from collecting his 5th win on the Monster Mile.
One more time round.
He came here as a rookie driver in 2002. Not only did he win both races that year, he led the most laps in both races, serving notice that this young man was going to be a factor in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing. And here today, he has led 3 times for 271 laps, and Jimmy Johnson wins it at Dover. Tony began the chase in disappointing fashion. Although he led 52 laps at New Hampshire, they had an issue. He ended up finishing out of the top 10. Stewart finally gets the top 10 last week at Dover, Delaware, but has not had a top 5 since his win at Watkins Glen. Now Tony is 1 lap away from getting his 4th win of the year. That's the margin, 0.6 of a second. Tony Stewart trying to hold off Jeff Gordon. 2 turns away for Tony Stewart, the 38-year-old 2-time champion, coming out of turn 4, and Tony Stewart will win it at Kansas Speedway.
See him really get loose coming up out of there. Had to get out of the throttle a little bit and fall back in behind Mark.
Here comes Montoya now for second.
White flag, final lap here in California. Side-by-side action, Gordon and Montoya, second position. Mark Martin is driven now out from underneath the 14 car. Here he comes, trying to be a factor here, maybe to finish 3rd or 2nd.
I'd have to say he'll go to the high side here and see if he can get by Montoya.
Montoya's going to try to block, but he...
See Gordon all the way on the apron.
Jimmy Johnson coming down out of turn 4. What a job they have done again, and for the 2nd year, make it 3rd year in a row in the fall, Jimmy Johnson wins at California, and Gordon finishes 2nd.
Nice job, guys. Hell yeah. How about that, Johnson? You got the job, man.
Final lap for Jimmy Johnson. The racetrack's name, the sponsor's name, one and the same for Jimmy Johnson, a 5-time winner thus far in 2009. We mentioned no driver has ever won 3 of the first 5 chase races, but the guy who is chasing history in NASCAR has done it tonight at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jimmy Johnson gets the win. And here wins this battle for 4th. And white flag.
Here comes the 18.
And the 34 car of Andretti has crashed and slid across the racetrack. The white flag waving here. No caution yet. Here they come.
He's got his car coming right in front of these guys. Oh, man, he better hold that thing down there.
And Denny Hamlin will take the win. Johnson second.
Denny Hamlin.
Got a long way to go, and they're coming to the white flag. Yeah. Oh, here goes Kurt Busch around.
Oh, crash behind you. Crash.
Oh, Mark's
upside down. Mark Martin is over on his roof.
Back on his wheel.
Into the wall. Casey Mears, Reutimann is there. Reagan is there. Robbie Gordon, Jeff Gordon.
See Montoya driving through the grass.
And the white flag and the yellow flag are waving.
Mark still driving his car.
Martin coming from his roof, and there's the damaged 2 car sitting on the apron. Jeff Gordon trying to limp back.
Yeah.
Mark Martin trying to get that car to move, and it will not move.
Now it's got some ruptured lines, it looks like.
And Jamie McMurray would be the winner here at Talladega. Now they will have to go back, NASCAR has to go back and look at the video. They do not use scoring loops on the final lap. They go back and look at the actual video. But McMurray at the age of 33 gets his first win in 85 races.
We're going to make it. Be sure to make it back, dude.
That is if he makes it back.
Yeah, still got to make it to the finish line. Yeah.
Right now they're showing Casey Kane in second, Logano third, Biffle and Jeff Burton in the top 5.
Looks like he is going to make it to the finish line, Jamie McMurray.
So the first Ford win here in 21 races. The last Ford to win here, Dale Jarrett, in October of 2005. But now it is Jamie McMurray in victory lane as a winner at Talladega. White flag that time by.
Bring it to the house.
Kurt Busch trying to milk it for one more lap. He has never won at Texas Motor Speedway.
And Kyle Busch still sitting on pit road, not able to get refired. Just barely rolling.
Kurt Busch's lone win in 2009 was on a 1.5-mile track. The sister track to this one at Atlanta Motor Speedway down in March. A year ago, Carl Edwards stretched the fuel mileage and won it here. And once again tonight, the fuel mileage works, and Kurt Busch will go to victory lane here at Texas.
Got him focused, bud. Eyes forward. Doing the race.
Here in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix International Raceway. They call this track the Jewel of the Desert. We told you this weekend was about a duel in the desert. Could Jimmy Johnson bounce back from disappointment in Texas? And Johnson, what a performance. The 3-time and defending NASCAR Sprint Cup champion gets it done and wins the 3rd year in a row here at Phoenix. There he comes out of turn 4, and Denny Hamlin will take the white flag 1.5 miles away. And there is Jimmy Johnson 1 lap away from making history. So Denny Hamlin will come down the back straightaway. And barring incident, Hamlin will come down and take the checkered flag for his 4th win in 2009. But folks, the story is history being made by a driver, Jimmy Johnson. There comes Hamlin. Open up the history books, folks. On a November night in 2009, Jimmy Johnson is a 4-time Cup winner.
I love you, brother. Mr. Hendrick, buddy, we really wish you were here with us today. We really wish you were here to celebrate, but we understand what it's all about. We hope everybody's good with everything's good with your needs. Thank you for the opportunity, Lowe's, Hendrick Motorsports, and all these fantastic race fans. Thank you for everything.